Hey everybody, welcome to Scribbles with Jonathan. I'm your host, Jonathan Rector. You guys can get a hold of me at jonathanrector.com. You guys can follow me on Twitter as well, at ArtByJar. And I wanted to do a little quick announcement as well for some of you guys that might just follow me on YouTube. If you're available, every Monday and Wednesday on Ustream, I'll include a link in the description of the video. I do a live broadcast, I guess, for an hour of me just doing whatever I'm normally working on that day. And I invite you guys to come in, ask some questions. We can shoot the breeze. And again, you can follow the link. And I record all the sessions. So I think there's about two months worth, at least, of videos. And they're an hour each. If anybody's interested, you guys take a look at that. So what we're going to be doing. What I thought I would do is this is going to be quite a bit of videos, and I'll do my best here to try to condense everything to 10 minutes. And what we're going to do is we're going to do 2 comic pages together. We're going to go right from here, right to conceptualizing the idea, writing a script, thumbnails, and then I'll show you some of the stuff I do differently with the pages. And these will be videos in the future of just doing an actual comic page on the fly, and then even using some things where I'll go into SketchUp perhaps and do some light boxing. It's going to be a challenge to figure out how I can record the video, but one thing's for sure is that I'm most definitely going to be compressing a lot of the videos so it goes pretty quick. So I'll be doing commentary over it. But that's in the future, and we'll get to that later. So what we're going to do is this will be kind of like a little test and coming up with this. I wouldn't recommend doing this at least right now if you're going to be doing something that's more than, like, let's say an issue, or it's going to be a graphic novel or something that has a lot of bang and pow. All I'm going to be doing is 2 pages of, I figured I'll do the Mighty Mustache. You guys are probably familiar with him. And he's going to be tracking down a bad guy, perhaps. And then in the second page, we'll do a big giant splash page of him, fighting the guy or capturing him. Something like that. Something simple, and we can go from there. So what we're going to need to do is, I'm just going to write down on the side here. This is usually how I like to do some idea generation here. Okay, so we're going to have 2 pages. So let's write down 2 pages. First page, let's put first here. I'm going to want the Mighty, I'll just put Mighty M. We'll say he's fighting the bad guy at this point. Fighting. And maybe he's losing. Maybe he's losing. We'll just write losing. I mean, that's about all I really need at this point. And then the second page, splash. And you guys that don't know a splash page, that's just basically like a giant pinup of him getting the upper hand. Getting upper hand. Alright, so this will be my 2-page comic here that we're going to do real quick. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly generate some ideas. And these thumbnails are definitely going to change once I write the script out. And that'll be following this. So I'm going to try to do this pretty quick. We could have something about, I'm going to keep this real simple. We're going to need some key things. We need an establishing shot. Establishing shot, most definitely, because we need to know where this is happening. Okay, so we need an establishing shot. What else do we need? We need to, okay, let me just clear this up here. Okay, so ES will represent that as establishing shot. Next, we need to show the main players. And in this case, it's going to be maybe some people on the street, the Mighty Mustache, and this villain that we've yet to create together. Alright, so we're going to need at least a panel to show the establishing shot. We're going to need at least 1 panel to show the main players, okay? What else are we going to need to show? We've got to show main character, villain getting upper hand. Upper hand. And I can already tell you right now, this video is going to be pretty bland, pretty stale. In the future videos we go from this, we'll actually start getting into the actual drawing, but this is the idea generation that we're going to want to come up with, especially until we go into the thumbnail level. And I should take the moment right now to let you guys know this is just an idea in a way that I'm doing it just to show you guys how to go from like a script to a final page, how I like to do it. There's going to be bouncing back and forth through this entire thing, and I definitely don't want to come across as this is the only way to do it, because that'd be totally incorrect. So we got that for the first page. So we just sum this up here, page 1, and page 2, it's a big splash page here, and we need to show Mighty Mustache win. And that'll be your conclusion, just, showing the fight and then it actually be done. Just real nice and simple. So I'm going to stop the recording now, and I'll jump right back with you guys with the actual finished script, and we'll be recording it from my computer. Okay, so we'll see you guys in the flip side. 1 second. Okay, so here we go. I've already taken the liberty to write the script so you guys don't have to see it as I wrote it. Probably pretty boring. But what I did here is I just opened up a regular notepad, or this is a WordPad on a PC. And I just wrote the notes that I already gave myself while I was scribbling them down. And the thing I tried to get across while I was quickly sketching and drawing, well, I didn't really sketch, but writing as I was in the first part of the video was, I'm writing this for myself. If you're writing for somebody else, you might want to maybe do this a little differently, but since I'm writing myself, I just feel like I can just scratch ideas down and just organically go. Nothing's structured. Nothing's ever structured with this stuff, okay? All I was trying to show was how I would just scribble out ideas. And what I did here right in the beginning, right up at the top here, if you can see, I just rewrote all the ideas that I kind of had down that I wanted to play with. So page 1, we need to have an establishing shot. I need to show the main character and the villain. I have to show the villain about to win. And the end of the page, the Mighty Mustache grabs the villain. Okay, and then page 2 is that big splash page. And I'm not sure if I'm going to give the Mighty Mustache giving the villain a bear hug or a suplex. He's like a grappler guy. So a suplex might be a little bit more complicated because there's quite a bit of actions going on. But I'll quickly go over what I came up with. So just scroll down, and I don't know if you can read this at the top, but I put draft 1. And this script is exactly that. It's just the very first draft. By the time I actually go to the lettering and things like that, the script will probably change quite a bit. But while you're drawing, if you ever feel like one day you're just like, oh man, I'm not in the mood to really draw, or nothing's coming out, you can always come to your script and revise it. So this is what we got. So page 1, and I wanted to say too, the panels that I've written, that I've already established, I may add or subtract, and that's going to happen in the next video when we start worrying about the thumbnails, and we'll get into that as well. But so this is what I have. So page 1, and this is how I write it. If you can see, this is how I like to do it. Page 1, I'll put P1, P2, P3. Those represent panels. So panel 1, panel 2, panel 3, and I haven't really described the panels, just the content that's within it. I like to highlight everything in blue that's text or a caption. I like to keep all the descriptive stuff black. So we'll see how it goes here. So P1, so panel 1, I want an establishing shot of a city, something like New York. Have some smoke in the distance, but the smoke is still in the city. It's not like outside the city or anything. And then for the caption, I put here we go again. And we're going to find out later that the caption is actually the Mighty Mustache talking to us. But, anyway, panel 2, close-up shot of the Mighty Mustache, perhaps a bust shot. He looks tired and he's beaten up. He's kind of hunched over. Looks like he's getting up from being knocked down. Rubble coming off of him. The ground is all rubble near him. And clearly he had a hard impact. Like he hit the ground and there was, like if the Hulk jumped on the ground and you see like the rubble of the cement and everything kind of come up. Something like that. But I also put in brackets here, it's probably not visible at this shot, however. And I just wanted to quickly do something real quick. Something to keep in mind while you're doing a script for yourself, or if you're writing for somebody, you don't want to give too many descriptions of multiple actions happening. If I were to say, show all of this, but he's also getting up at the same time, in animation you can show that over time. In a situation like this, if I were to show him getting up, I'd have to add another panel. You gotta play that boundary, and especially when you write for yourself, you get that little luxury, so you don't screw yourself over and have to worrying about that. So all that I'm concerned with in this shot is just showing the Mighty Mustache. It's a pretty close shot. Show him kind of hunched over like he's been beaten up, and some rubble coming off him like he's moving, and that's about it. I don't need to show too many movements, okay? And caption, these chumps always feel like they have won. And panel 3, main shot of the villain as he gloats, standing on the rubble. Have Mighty Mustache in the extreme foreground, still kneeling and hunched, but looking at the villain as he gloats. The villain has a device in his hand, and the device is, I just put in brackets here, classic big red button. And the villain says, "Gwar har har ha. Pathetic hero, you have failed once again." And then caption, always give your enemy the upper hand, I was told. Panel 4, close-up of the villain looking most evil. And the villain says, "You will be an incredible weapon for me to use." And then panel 5, a close-up shot of the villain about to press the button. And the villain says, "With the single press of a button." And the caption will read, "And they will tell you everything." Panel 6 will have the Mighty Mustache dashing at the villain. And then page 2, it's just a big splash page here. We have the Mighty Mustache, and he has the villain in a bear hug. And it's a powerful one, enough to make the villain's back look awkward, the villain's hands are curling from the pain, and he has dropped the device. And the Mighty Mustache is saying, "Hurrah, not today, chump, not any day." And the villain will have some gratuitous pain, what do they call that, onomatopoeias? Is that what they call it? I probably got that wrong, but sound effect is him screaming. And what I want to quickly just reiterate, from this, all this dialogue can change. Once we do the thumbnails, I could add panels, take away panels, and adjust things. So I hope you guys stick around with me on this one, and you can see kind of the organicness of how I like to do comics, and maybe you guys get a little something to think about as well. So in the next video, what we're going to do is, I can't go into the thumbnails too much without having my characters designed. So no matter what I do, this story so far is pretty fleshed out. I mean, this isn't dynamic at all. There isn't like plot twists or foreshadowing that I need to do. I'm just trying to keep this really simple. And I already know the main players I need. The Mighty Mustache, I already have him designed, but I'll show him in the next video as well, so we can see, what he'll look like. And then I need to design a villain. And this is kind of where I wanted to throw this out to you guys as well. Since the next video will be up next Friday, you have from now till next Friday, if you want to post a comment or message me. If you guys just want to come up with some really queer and clever names, go ahead and I'll pick one. And if nobody comes up with one, I'll just come up with one. And, it'll be a villain, and we'll design him. And then from there, we'll get into the thumbnails and start introducing it, and we'll start to get some drawing done. So this was a little technical, I know. But I hope you guys got a little something out of it, and you get a little pumped with seeing where we go with this. And again, thanks so much. And again, you can check out my work at jonathanrector.com. And other than that, we'll see you guys next Friday. Take care.